Good morning. Happy Monday. We have a weekend of hoops. We have Aaron Rodgers going home early. Just like good vibes all around. Let's get after it. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Who we got in the house? We got Borland's up in here. 3DH looking for food. Stubbs. Good morning. Snoopaloop with the people. David C's here. Chew. Crypto Gem. Yeah. Embiid actually we think is out tonight. Top Shot Common Man's here. Happy So Rare Rewards. Wow. So Rare Rewards Day, Willis. Karen's here. Roel's here. Thank you for being here this morning. As always, get involved in the chat. All right. If this is your first time here, get active in the chat. Like the stream, subscribe. You can find, actually, I don't think I updated our links in the show notes, so you can't do any of that ish. But we get a fun one this morning. We're going to be diving into all of the weekend action. There was just a ton of games. It felt like there were more games than usual this weekend. So we'll cover every single one of them. We'll talk a little bit about like the So Rare weekend, and then Top Shot went to Miami this weekend, so we'll touch upon that as well. Who else we got here? See Joshua up in the streets. F at Nico. Rui's here. Mike, good morning. JP in the chat. What's up, JP? So yeah, thanks for being here. Listen, another week. Oh, also a couple things here, business related things. So this week, of like any other week, we have a ton of content. But today specifically, we'll have So Rare Value Hunting will be coming out sometime between 11 and 12, depending on how the day is going. I don't think I'm going to do it live. I think I'll just record and put it up. So that should come up at noon. And then at 5:30, we have Live Before Lock. So that's very exciting. But do me a favor on Wednesday, just circle Wednesday. Just circle the whole last day on the calendar. Wednesday is going to be a fun one. We have a couple of like pretty, I don't know, I'd call them hefty announcements. We get some pretty big announcements on Wednesday that I'm excited about. And so I would love for you guys to tune into that. We'll announce it in the morning. Obviously, if you're not here, you'll still find out what the announcements are. But it's more fun if everybody's here. So we get a fun one coming on Wednesday. Both like some small picture announcements, some big picture announcements. And it's going to be a fun one. So please tune in for that. All right, I think that's it. And then, I mean, other than that, normal content, right? Normal content this week. We'll have, what do we got? Tomorrow, morning show, Monday through Friday. Shot Tank will be back on Wednesday. 89 Cavs is on Wednesday as well. Live Before Lock will be on Monday and Friday. I think that covers all the good stuff. But I hope everybody had a good weekend. You feel rested. I got after it this weekend. I haven't had multiple plans in a weekend in a long time. But on Friday, for those that watched Live Before Lock, we had to end it because I went to see Mike Birbiglia's show, Old Man in the Pool, which was at Lincoln Center, and it was awesome. So whenever that comes, I don't know if he's going to be traveling with that show, but if that ever comes out on Netflix or whatever streaming service, I imagine the special will come out. And that was awesome. It was really, really good. Also, like a weird thing, we were sitting right near Peter Schrager from the NFL Network. One of those just like weird New York things where you're like, oh yeah, that guy's on TV pretty regularly. But that was a really good show. And if you guys aren't familiar with Birbiglia, he's like one of my favorites. He has such like a unique voice when it comes to stand-up and storytelling. I really enjoy it. Family friendly too. What else? What else did I do this weekend? And then, Saturday I just had a bunch of, went to this cocktail bar. It was just like a bunch of jalapeno infused tequila. And it was excellent, but it was just like drinking heartburn by the end of the night. But we had fun. And that's the most important thing. And then yesterday I watched 7 hours straight of NFL football, which was, both fun and bad. But that was my weekend. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Let's get into the basketballs. The basketball, because we have a lot of games. We're going to cover every damn one of them. Borland says, ready for some Kaleidoscope Top. Yeah, maybe we do that on Friday. That might be on Friday. I got to catch up. It is funny. There's like so many of my New York friends are in that show. So I got to catch it. Oh, coffee is good this morning. All right, here we go. Pacers Blazers, baby. That was the first game of the weekend. The Pacers won 108-99. Pacers red hot. Blazers actually stumbled a little bit. I think that's two L's in a row. Simons went for 20. Josh Hart flirted with a little triple-double, 12, 10, and 8. What else do we got? We got Dame had 19 and 8. Halliburton had 15 and 12. Benedict Mathurin with 19. Oh, man, Benedict Mathurin has been bumming me out. I know he's a rookie, and he probably just got off to too hot of a start. I wasn't going to sustain that, but he gets a lot of empty calories out there on the court. I mean, I know he had 19 in that game, but with the second game, I mean, he was just like out there forever with doing not too much. But hey, good win for the Pacers. They continue to roll. Blazers now below 500, I believe. We'll look at the standings after this, but I think the Blazers are now, they're cooling off a little bit, and some other teams are heating up. So I think they're still like playing bound, but I don't know. I feel for them a little bit. They're kind of stuck in no man's land. I've got some bad Wi-Fi. Look at how my face is stuck in that. All right, I'm back. All right, let's keep going. We're not going to spend too much time on every game. We get the Bulls beat the Sixers. Good weekend for the Bulls. Bulls got back-to-back dubs, I believe. Levine was just red hot in this game. So the Bulls won 126-112. Sixers were without Embiid, obviously. Maxey had a pretty solid game. Good to see Maxey just like bouncing back a little bit. He's 26 and 6 for him. Tobias Harris had 22 and 11, but Zach LaVine, man, went for 41, went 11 for 13 from 3. Was absolutely cooking. Vucci Main, who shut up Milo Goes to College, who was stalking him and saw him this weekend. He had 19 and 18. And Patty Williams, this is like the second time in a row we talked about Patty Williams. So this is 2 double-digit scores for him in a row. He had 18 points. So shut up, Patrick. Maybe he's coming around. But again, Bulls are flirting with disaster. Maybe they turned it around a little bit, sneaking into that play-in. I don't think they can catch like a 6 seed unless they get super hot or make a move here at the deadline. But which we'll be talking about the deadline as we get a little bit deeper into the week, since I think there's just a little under a month left before the trade deadline. So Knicks and Raptors, bing bong. Knicks won 112-108. Sorry, TST. Brunson at 26, 8 and 5. Randall, dude, let's get a Randall drop. We're gonna see him Randall. A regular season Randall. Randall's just balling, man. 32 and 11. I feel like every time we talk about him, he scored 30 points in his double-digit rebounds. Like, incredible stuff. Frederick Van Fleeters finally getting off the height a little, or the schneid. What's the saying? He's just been so bad, but he went for 28, 8 and 7. Glad to have him back. He was on the Old Man in the 3 podcast with JJ Redick this past week. I think it came out on Friday. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm excited to check that out because, bet on yourself. I'm here for it. And then Gary Trent Jr., who's continued to score a lot of points. He had 27 in that game. But Raptors, man, Raptors are down bad. The Raptors are down bad. Nets and Pelicans. The Nets we're going to talk about last night's game towards the end, but on Friday, the Nets beat the Pelicans 108-102. Good win for them. Pelicans, without Zion, without Ingram. Ingram's going to miss tonight's action as well. Hopefully he's back soon. But Nets, KD went for 33 and 10. Taj. I'm looking at Najee and TJ Warren at the same time. TJ Warren had 15 off the bench. Warren's going to become a little bit more important, I think, as we get to their second game. Najee Marshall had 23 and 9. Najee Marshall's been playing really well without Zion in the lineup. CJ 28 and 6, and Jonas Valanciunas had 12 and 10. Nets just continue to win. I know Stan's already jacked up about the Heat game. We'll get there. I'm going to try to do it in order so that way we can talk big picture at the end. Bro, and the Nets can't shoot for their life, we still lose. I know. All right, here we go. Hornets and Bucks. What happened? I didn't watch this game on Friday because I was out. All I saw was Giannis played 22 minutes and scored 9 points. Like, did they just give up early? Hornets won 138-109. PJ, let's get a PJ drop. Today's going to be Drop Central, baby. PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington. God, what a banger. PJ needs to get traded ASAP. ASAP Rocky. Get him out there. Get him out of there. He had 23 in that first game. LaMelo, 24 and 12. Again, Hornets are going to continue to be fun because LaMelo's going to put up double digits in L's, even though they won this game. Scary Terry went for 39, and Bobby Portis went for 19 and 12. Regulator said Charlotte went for 51 points in the first quarter. Good Lord. Good Lord. Deep Threat, I'm with you, my man. I'm with you. I'm excited about Mark Williams in the second half. I tweeted something out about that over the weekend. I watched a little bit of Mark Williams yesterday. Man, the dude is just bouncy. He gets up. He's only playing like 16 to 20 minutes a game. I don't like, good Lord, Hornets. You guys aren't trying to win. Let him just roam. Get him like 25, 30 minutes a game. Let him just cook. But I was watching a couple of like pick and rolls with him and LaMelo, and he would just like slip through and throw it down. He's going to be fun, man. I'm excited for Mark Williams. I think he's going to be a fantasy point monster in the second half of the year, and people are going to be excited about him as they continue to lose games. Maybe I'm overreacting. I have a lot of best ball stock in him. I also own his So Rare stuff, so maybe this is biased, and I'm trying to speak it into existence. But he just seems fun. He seems fun. Good weekend for the Thunder. The OKC Thunder they're like low key in the play-in hunt. But they won 127-110 over the Wizards, who are still without Beal. Kuz had 23 and 7. The Zanger 14 and 10. Something I've noticed about Kuz is he turns the ball over quite a bit. SGA, another 30-point game. He had 2 games this weekend, 2 30-point games. Then Giddey had 20 and 9. But yeah, good win for the Thunder. I really do think like they're going to try to get into the play-in game, right? You might as well go after it right now. Assuming the Jazz fall out, right? That's at least one more team that gets in. It's the Timberwolves right now, but obviously like the Blazers are in trouble a little bit too. So I think they're like legit gonna have a shot at getting in there. Spurs beat the Pistons. That was like a trash fight. Keldon Johnson got hurt in the first half, I believe, and then he didn't play in their second game this weekend. So that's something to monitor. Now they would be without Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell, which means it's Malachi Branham season. And Dougie McBuckets and Trey Jones, actually. But anyways, Boyan scored 21 for the Pistons. Ivy had 20 and 5. Killian Hayes had a solid game. He had 18, 7 and 5. Jalen Duren, I don't know if it was in this game or not, but he's going to miss tonight's game, I believe. So more beef stew season. Trey Jones had 25, and the aforementioned Keldon Johnson got like 10 points, then got hurt. So that's a bummer. That's a bummer for Big Body Johnson. We root for Keldon in these streets, and that was tough to see. All right, here we go. Wolves, dude. Wolves had a good weekend, man. When's the last time we've said that? Wolves are hot right now. I think they've won like 4 in a row or something. I'll double check at the end. We the people saying keep an eye on Stanley Johnson for the Spurs. Yes, if you guys remember, Stanley Johnson came on hot for the Lakers last year, and then they were like, no, thank you. So yeah, we'll have to pay attention to Stanley. I'm excited about Branham. Stanley, Branham, Podol is gonna get traded soon, but he's been great for them. If he does get traded, you know who's going to be kind of fun? Not only Zach Collins, but Chris Bassey. So pay attention to Bassey as well. Not financial advice, obviously, but I could see him being a pretty solid So Rare play since we've seen how productive those bigs are. Like even Zach Collins in limited minutes off the bench is like flirts with a double-double. He's like 11 and 8 or something like that. So I can only imagine what Bassey is going to do if Podol gets moved. Yeah, Jerry, I feel like we talk about him every single game. He's been fun. Why does So Rare data predict good scores for Zach Collins? For that very reason. Like he's very productive. The Spurs also sit guys all the time. So if the Spurs have like 3 games in a game week, Podol's probably missing one of them. So, and then when he gets traded, Collins is going to start. So I like Zach Collins a little bit. Again, I've been saying this for a while. Those like Spurs pieces are pretty fascinating because they're going to make some deals as we get closer to the deadline, which again, only a month away. Denver beat the Cavaliers. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I started talking about Minnesota and then stopped. The Wolves won 128-115 over the Clippers. What's his name? Anthony Edwards had a pretty bad game. Also to note, like the Clippers were without both Kawhi and PG in this game. But Norman Powell had 21. Paul George missed both games this weekend, actually, with a hammy. So that's something to monitor. Makes Kawhi a pretty solid play. Kawhi did play yesterday, though, so keep that in mind. But yeah, good win for the Wolves. Rudy had a big double-double. He had 25 and 21. And then D'Lo at 25-5. Also, I thought I saw something on Twitter this weekend, or the gram, if you will, that he got in a car accident. Did D'Lo get in a car accident? Saw something like that. Crypto Gem Founder, I already referenced your joke earlier. So I don't know if you, oh, wow, I just dropped something. I don't know if you had it on mute, Crypto Gem Founder, but I already crushed that for you. Anyways, good win. Ant went out with an injury early in the second half on Friday. Yeah, what was that? Was that a quad? I forget what it was. He played last night, though, so Ant-Man's fine, which is good. But anyways, good win for the Wolvies. 2 in a row, or at least 2 in a row this weekend. I forget how many in a row. I'll look at it, speak to it. They are now won 4 in a row after losing 6 in a row. They've won 4 in a row, and just one game under 500. So there you go. There you go. All right, let's keep moving. Denver and the Cavs. Denver won. Good win for Denver here. They won 121-108. The Cavaliers sat Donovan Mitchell that game, but they did get Garland back. Mobes had 12 and 9. Garland 21 and 8. Karis LeVert had 22. And then Jokic, a bad game, just a triple-double, 28, 15, and 10. And then Jamal Murray had 18. Denver just keeps winning, man. I really think Denver's going to be legit. They have a trade exception too with Monty Morris, and I forget who the guy was. I forget who the other guy was. So Denver's going to be making a move soon. I know, like, they've talked a little bit about Jakob Poeltl. I wonder if they just kind of try to get a defensive big, another defender. I imagine is who they go after. When you look at the Denver defense, right, it's especially their starting five. Like, KCP is a fine defender. I don't know if he's like peak KCP defensive player anymore, but Aaron Gordon is like their defender. And then it's Jokic, who's like not as bad as he used to be, but he's still not like staunch defender Jokic. And then you have like Michael Porter Jr., who's never defended in his life, and Jamal Murray, who same. So I imagine they make some move to go either shore up, but like a backup big, and just eliminate those DeAndre Jordan minutes. Maybe they move the Jeff Green contract too. But I imagine they grab somebody here at the deadline to shore up either the big or the defensive side of things, or both. Anyway, so there you go. That's your Denver news on the Cavs. Heat beat the Suns 104-96. Suns are boned. They are in trouble. The Phoenix Suns are in trouble. They are the Heat. I mean, we'll celebrate the Heat for their win. They won 104-96. Jimmy Buckets had 20 and 6. Bam, 21 and 11. Max Strus had 19. And then DeAndre Ayton with a fake double-double. 23 and 14. But man, they're bad. And then Chris Paul missed yesterday's game, which we'll get to in a second. We've outlined their schedule a couple of times. They are in trouble. And there hasn't been any like Devin Booker news in a while. I know people are probably like, yeah, right, Zakarian, you're probably just pumped that they're losing. I mean, I don't want to see him because they're hurt. I like Devin Booker. But yeah, it's bad. Down bad over there. Speaking of not down bad, though, the Lakers, man. Lakers are red hot. I don't want to say, I hate to say it, but they are red hot. They've won like 5 in a row. Levi was asking for KD news. We're going to get to that second game in a little bit. I haven't seen any update on the injury, though. Lakers won 130-114. Trey had 32 and 9. LBJ, Mr. LeBron, 25, 10 and 7. Dennis Schroeder had 21. Tommy Bryan had 19 and 13. Kendrick Nunn had 23. And then Russ had 18, 11, and 9, right? Just absolutely, Russ has been cooking, man. Yeah, like although I will say, I saw one of the funniest videos from Darvin Ham comes in the locker room after the win, says like, all right, good one or whatever. And LeBron's like, let's get greedy. We got to keep going after it. And then Russ cuts him off. He's like, nah, man, let's just have fun. Let's make sure we're having fun out there. And LeBron's reaction to Russ saying something was so funny. Oh, I froze again, man. Come on. I froze like, and I'm looking at it. I looked like I was Windhorse right there. But yeah, it was hilarious. It was really hilarious. Thoughts on the LBJ trade rumors? He can't get traded, regulator. So because he signed the extension, so LeBron can't get traded this year. So I don't think that, I mean, that it would be illegal if he get traded. But hey, good win for the Lakers. We're going to get into their second game too in a second. Against the Kings, where they got the refs boned the Kings again. But hey, listen, no Anthony Davis. LeBron's even missed the game. They've been fighting and are like somehow right back in that play-in race. And granted, they've been helped by the schedule quite a bit and who they've been playing, but still, I mean, they're hanging in there. When we get to Saturday, Beantown boys Celtics won 121-116. Tatum had 34 and 4. Brown had 29. Marcus Smart got hurt in this game, which is something we need to pay attention to. I believe if he hasn't been ruled out yet, he's doubtful. Malcolm Brogdon stepped up. He went for 23 and 7. And then Zachy Collins, who we were talking about earlier, had 18 and 12 in that game. Stan says LeBron throwing his teammates under the bus and then denied it on Twitter's classic LBJ. I know, I saw it. So Sam Amick from The Athletic had an article come out and basically just saying how frustrated LeBron was. And then immediately LeBron tweets out like, that's whack, Sam. Yeah, John, I know this pains you, man. We're talking about former Pacer Malcolm Brogdon, but Brogdon's back, baby. He'll get hurt, though. Bulls Jazz. Someone was just asking, who was it? Yeah, Shiggin said, did we talk about Lauri's dunk yet? No. So Bulls Jazz, the Bulls, again, like I said, they won both of their games this week, 126-118. DDR had 35 and 7. I even said this, I think, in a YouTube short I did, like Levine scored 41. So that means DeRozan was going to go off the next game, and he did. He went 35 and 7. Bucci Mane with a dub, 15 and 16. Lauri Markkanen had 28 in one of the most insane dunks I've seen in a while, where he just ended Bucci Mane's life. Like, just came up over the top, cocked back, threw it down. Shout out Lauri Markkanen, man. That's like a feel-good story. He was, everybody like labeled him as bust. He just couldn't find like the right situation. And now he is on fire. It's fun to see. And then something else I wanted to, I butcher the pronunciation of this name. I need to look it up, but Ochai Agbaji, who I believe he was dealt in, he was the Cavs draft pick that got moved with Markkanen over there. And he scored 19 in 21 minutes. I think this is like 2 games in a row. He's starting to get some extended time. Also, Walker Kessler, man, has been a beast. He's had a ton of blocks. But just something to pay attention to, especially because, like Kelly Olynyk's getting moved, I would imagine, now that the Jazz continue to lose like close games, but they're in trouble. All right, Mavs, Pels. Pels run a back-to-back. Oops, I unplugged my headphones. Pels run a back-to-back. My name is Jonas Valanciunas at 25 and 10. Najee Marshall, again, 2 games in a row, just kind of cooking a little bit, 24 and 4. Christian Wood at 28, and then Luka with 34, 10 and 10. It was really funny. Someone in the post game was asking about his triple double. He was like, "Oh, did you know you were like got a triple double?" And he was like, "Yeah, man, the scoreboard's like pretty big. You can see it right there." And I was like, "Hell yeah, that was great." Yeah, that's right. He was a guy from Kansas during the tourney last year. Yeah. And Mike says Lauri looks like he's enjoying himself, which makes a huge difference. Yeah, he does. He does look like he's having a good time. And yeah, Bam did. We'll talk about that. The Bam dunk was a monster yesterday. But yeah, good. Mavs continue to roll. I know they like split their weekend games this week with the second one that they had yesterday, but they also rested Luka yesterday. So that's part of the reason. Magic beat the Warriors 115-101. Paulo Banchero had 25 and 5. Franz Wagner at 24. Wendell Carter with the double-double at 13 and 10. Jordan Poole 21. Anthony Lamb at 26 and 8 off the bench. Draymond Green single-handedly ruined my So Rare game week lineup. So shout out Draymond. He also had some like weird energy at the end of the game. There's like, I don't know, 20 seconds left maybe. And he just started like walking to the locker room and you could see the bench being like, dude, where are you going? And he like did this weird thing, like kept moving. There was also a story that came out on Friday too. I mean, it came out from Draymond. They basically said they shared he had recorded a podcast like the day he, punched Jordan Poole and then decided not to release it, which I'm actually impressed with because most people would, as someone who creates content, it's really hard to like make something and then be like, let's not put it out there. So shout out to Draymond for showing like self-awareness for the first time in his life. Ooh, coffee, baby. Anyways, Magic, big dubs. All right, Lakers and Kangs. This one, the Kings got screwed on a last-minute call where I think it was Fox let go of a 3. He clearly got hit on the elbow. They didn't call it, and that's like the 5th L that the Kings should have gotten a W on. But Lakers won by 2. LeBron, man, playing a back-to-back. Like, listen, I know LeBron is corny. We like to make fun of him. We like to make fun of the Lakers. Dude, it is really impressive what he's doing right now. Yeah. Oh, Stan, absolutely. Draymond praising LeBron more than his teammates is weird as hell. I know it is. There's weird stuff going on. But anyways, I'm hesitant to give LeBron credit, but good Lord, playing a back-to-back at 38, putting up 37, 8 and 7, doing everything, was a monster in the fourth quarter. Just still makes it look so easy when he gets to the bucket. Thomas Bryant too, 29 and 14, like big game for Thomas Bryant. Schroeder had 27. Russ had 23 and 15. I mean, this game, I think the score was like 101-100 going into the fourth quarter. It was insane. Just like zero defense in this game. Sabone 25, 12, and 7, continues to put up like near triple doubles almost every game. And he's doing this with a broken thumb. I shout out our man Storm at Pinball. He had like messaged me yesterday and was talking about like how Sabonis is probably at the top of his production. And it's like, yeah, but man, he's been doing this whole year. He's been putting up these numbers, and now he's doing it with a fractured thumb. It's just like really impressive. And Fox went for 34. So like, again, poor Kings. I feel like they've been on the wrong end of the reffing shtick for a while, and it sucks for them. All right, we're on to Sunday, the last game of the last game of day of the weekend. The OKC game. OKC won 120-109, beating Dallas. It sounds way more impressive than it is because Luke is sad. But Christian Wood at 27 and 16. Spencer Dinwiddie at 21 and 8. Let's get a Dort report. Turn your volume down a little bit because it's time for the Dorty report. Shout out to Dort report. Yeah, Dort stock rising. And then SGA, man, 33, 5 and 5. So SGA, 2 games this weekend, 2 30-point games. God, he's so good. He's so good. I'm excited to look at the standings after just to show you where they are. Thomas, I know I promise this is like the schedule for every morning show. I cover all basketball things at the beginning, and then I'll touch a little So Rare and Top Shot towards the end. So I didn't want you to think that I was ignoring your questions. I usually do So Rare towards the end. All right, Sixers and Pistons. Sixers got another W. It's 123-111. All right, let's take a second so Mike can freak out. We talked about Paul Reed. We talked about how great Paul Reed play was because we assumed Embiid was going to miss a game during the week last week, right? Embiid misses a game. Paul Reed doesn't play at all. Montrezl Harrell has a great game. PJ Tucker starts at the 5. Then they announced Embiid's going to be out for the weekend. What did I say? I said Paul Reed is going to end up smashing this weekend, even though I'm not going to play him because you can't trust it because PJ Tucker was starting. Montrezl was playing the backup 5. They were using Matisse Thybulle quite a bit. And then PJ Tucker gets sick. Tucker gets sick. So then guess what happens? B-ball Paul Reed plays backup 5 and is wildly productive in a few minutes. He goes for 16 and 12 with 3 steals and a block. Just absolutely smashes. So if you did what I said and not what I did, you crushed this weekend with the Paul Reed call. Congrats. I know Jeb had him, and Jeb did really well, I think, in the limited contender or limited champ. He finished pretty high up, I think like top 20. So shout out Jeb. But yeah, brutal, like from my self-esteem down bad. Tyrese Maxey at 23, Harrell at 20 and 6. James Harden almost had a triple double at halftime. He had like 20, 11 and 9 at halftime or something like that. Oh, I'm sorry. No, he had 13, 11 and 9 at halftime. He finished with 20, 11 and 11. Beef stew because no Duren. So this is something to pay attention to if you have some Isaiah Stewart, because I know his cap's a little lower than normal. He had 20 and 13. So I expect a few more big games for him. They benefited from not having to go against Embiid, of course. Bojan of the Bogdanoviches had 20 and 5. There was a report that came out over the weekend that there were like double-digit teams are interested in Bojan. Well, that's what happens when 20 teams make the playoffs and 24 or 5 teams are still in the playoff hunt. And then Killian Hayes with another solid game of 26 and 6. Jumpshoot says Doc ain't gonna let that game go. Yeah, I'm sure he'll ruin it for us. But anyways, good win for the Sixers. Back-to-back W's. They just keep moving along. They're staying pretty hot. I think they've lost one of their last like 12 or something like that. So the East is pretty fascinating right now. I got a hot take later for you, but Raptors beat the Blazers 117-105. That's how down bad the Blazers are right now, that the sorry ass Raptors are beating them. Dame had 34 and 8, Simons 22, Scotty Barnes 22 and 9, and then Siakam 27 and 6. So the streak continues that Siakam and Fred VanVleet aren't both allowed to have nice games at the same time. So they take turns, but good game for the Raptors. Much needed W for them. Much needed W. Pacers Hornets, Pacers continue to roll. 2 games this weekend. You know what? We're going to get 2 PJ Washington drops at the same day, same show, because PJ put up double-digit points again with 22 spots.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
God, love a PJ, love a PJ. Plum Dog Millionaire had 18 and 13, which is too much because please let Mark Williams go. Miles Turner 29 and 9, Hallie with a dub 16 and 13, and Buddy Hield for 21. Deep Threat, I honestly played it again because you said that earlier, and I was like, let's get that tinkle going. But Pacers 2 in a row. John W over there in the chat, just like salivating, probably. Happy for you, John. And Yachty, if Yachty's still here. All right, this is where we get to the bad news. Nets won 102-101. Couple of things. Bam had a pretty bad game, even though he ended Joe Harris's life. He had a monster dunk, just absolute poster on Joe Harris. It was probably the best dunk of the. Oh, it's up there with the Lauri Markkanen. Look at Bandy trying to get his sleeps out of his eyes. Look at that. That's cute. That's cute as hell. This is my frustration with Bam, who's been absolutely balling. Like, I get it. Bam has been incredible on this stretch of runs. What frustrates me though is like, this is a matchup he should have dominated. Like, Nick Claxton can't hang with Bam out of Bayou. Like, just hammer him. So that was frustrating for you Bam fans. But Butler had a good game, 26 and 8. Kyrie had 29. But here's the thing: KD went down. I think in the third quarter. Jimmy Butler was driving and kind of like Simmons was defending. He came down and like rolled into the back of KD's leg. And it looked like KD grabbed the top of his knee right away. Well, I don't think we have like official reports, but it looked pretty bad. His reaction was pretty bad. This is a bummer, man. KD's like one of the best scorers of all time. And you don't have too many prime years left, right? And their Nets were actually doing some good stuff. And they seemed like they were having a good time. They were good vibes. And for that to end the way that it did is pretty frustrating. I'm hoping, maybe it's just like hyperextended. Maybe it just looked worse than it was. He misses a couple games and he's back. But that's bad news, Bears. We don't want that. We don't want that at all. So NBA Top Shot, what was it? Yo, what's up? Yo, Top Shot. I forget how he started that email back in the day, but I hope he's good soon. Stan says apparently Bam got injured and cannot finish the game after a contact from the Harris dunk. I did see a report. From that he said he shouldn't miss extended time. So hopefully it was nothing serious. And yeah, Nets 18 and 2 in their last 20. I mean, that was the most impressive thing to me is they still somehow got a W in there. But both of those teams playing pretty well lately, both the Nets and the Heat. Oh, yo, it's KD. There we go. Thank you, guys. D Rose in the house. Good to see you, D Rose. All right, let's keep moving. Thank you, man. This is Arturo. We get this from Arturo's site, and it matches the guy back there, right there. Yeah, I do love this hoodie. Thank you, D Rose. KD hates playing the All-Star game so much he gets injured before it every year. No, I don't think so, man. I mean, I get what you're saying. That's funny. I feel bad. I feel bad for KD. All right, Memphis beat the Jazz 123-118. I know a lot of people got boned by the Ja Morant sitting that game in So Rare. And then, hey, that the TST Tyus Jones play crushes again. He had 21-6. Bane had 24-9, and Lauri Markkanen, again, a very good game and a loss, 21-8. It didn't seem like the Ja Morant thing was serious, though. That to me felt more like rest. I think they thought they could beat the Jazz without him. Excuse me. I don't know. So hopefully the Ja thing's not serious. I feel like he's going to be back. But who knows? That's me just guessing, and I am not a reporter. There you go. All right, let's keep moving. We're almost done. What are we? Only a couple games left. I already talked about Minnesota winning 2 games. Here's the second one. They beat the sorry-ass Rockets 104-96. This game was over before it started. D'Lo at 22-6. Ant-Man 21-4. Rudy 18-11. Rudy's picking it up a little bit. Kevin Porter Jr. 25-6-5. Dude, what is wrong with Jalen Green? The sophomore slump is real. We're seeing it from Scotty Barnes. We're seeing it from Jalen Green. We're seeing it from, who else am I forgetting? Everybody but Franz Wagner, it feels like. Evan Mobley. He scored 9 points and 5 assists, 4 for 15 shooting. I don't understand what's going on with that squad. They did play through Şengün a little bit. They played through him a little bit more in that game, and that was fun to see. He got off to a really hot start. I mean, Jabari Smith still, like, it's weird. I feel like they're still primed for the rebuild where they have a lot of really good pieces, but I don't know. Hopefully Jalen Green shakes it out because it's way more fun. Yeah, and Cade got hurt. Thank you. It's way more fun when Jalen Green is balling. Like, he's an exciting player, but man, he's been bad. Shout out our former team holder Rocket. I hope he's doing okay between the Devin Vassell MGLE injury and Jalen Green plummeting. Very rare for a second-year player to make an all. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to make an all-star team or anything. He's just clearly taken a step back though. And then the last game of the night, the Hawks finally shook those bad vibes of the 112-108 win over the Clips. John Collins at 13-9, Trey with 30-8, DeAndre Hunter gave him 20. And then Zubac had 17-18. That's Zubac. And then Kawhi with 29-7. In Clippers land, we got to monitor that injury of Paul George. Fernandez says Rocket is no more. Yeah, he got mad that day where I didn't like that he was pumping his bags, and I made a joke about it on stream, and then he and Nick disappeared. They disappeared. 3DH says thought on Zubac was taking me to thought he was taking me to a common limited reward last night until he disappeared in the fourth. That's what happens with Zubac, man. He gets you. Like if the Clippers decide to mix it up and go small because they think that's their only way at stardom, it gets down bad early. So or it gets down bad quickly, and that's what ended up happening. All right, let's that was all of the games from this weekend. Yeah, we got a Bandy shout out. All of the games from this weekend. Let's take a look at the standings, see where we're at here, and then we'll take a poke at the schedule. So here we go. Can you guys see that? Okay, yeah. So Celtics maintain their 1-game lead in first over the Nets. Nets only a game back though, and we'll have to pay attention to the KD injury. And then we've got the Bucks right here, 2.5 games back. Cavs 2.5 games back, and then the Sixers only 3.5 games back. So my hot take, I had a really hot take that I was excited about that I was going to fire into the world, and then KD got hurt, and I was excited to work on it today. But my hot take was the Bucks weren't going to host a playoff series this year, and now I think I have to revamp that take because if KD's hurt, it's not going to work. But I kind of think like the Cavs, Nets, and Sixers all seem to have like better vibes than what's going on in Milwaukee right now. And I don't, that wasn't overreaction theater to the Hornets loss. I've been like stewing on this take for a little bit as the Nets and Sixers got hot. Because when you look at it, like the Sixers are 7 of their last 10, the freaking Nets, as we just said, 18 of the last 20. Like, I feel like Celtics, Nets, Cavs, and Sixers all could finish 1 through 4 with the Bucks right there. People are going to be like, yeah, but once Middleton gets back, I'm like, listen, we've seen Middleton come back, and then he got hurt again, and it's not like they were awesome when Middleton was back. And so I don't know. It feels like some weird stuff going on in Milwaukee. And by weird, whatever, there's still 11 games over 500. Yeah, hey, Santa's boy, that's right. Only 37 likes right now. Absolutely. Oh, man, the congestion is real today, guys. All right, Knicks right here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I skipped over the Pacers. Pacers, dude, right here, just 5.5 games out of first, 23-18. For everybody that was saying, hey, dude, can't wait for Indiana to move Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. I don't think that's happening. Rick Carlisle is just too good of a coach, and Tyrese Halliburton is too good of a point guard. I think they're going to make the playoffs, man. They're like a good team. So I don't know. I feel like that drastically affects the trade deadline. Maybe they still move Buddy because they're like, we can piece that together with Duarte, with Mathurin, with all these different pieces. But I think Miles Turner's here to stay. And then there you go. You got the Knicks right there behind him at 22-18, 4 games over 500, 5-5 in their last 10, but winners of 4 in a row. I love stats like that. Heat right there too, 21-20. So it's bunched up a little bit. You get the Bulls at 19-21, Hawks at 19-21. And then Wizards, Raptors right there, and Magic right there. And I saw Borland's questions. Does Orlando have a legit playing shot? You know what's, man, Borland, it's funny. I've been thinking about that a lot too. And so right there, 4 games behind the Hawks, which is like still a lot, right? That's still a lot to catch up on. But here's like I could see like the Wizards and Raptors could totally just be like, all right, Kuzma, you're moving. Raptors could make a move and be like, you know what, we'll settle up for next year. If that happens, I could see them creeping closer. But with the Bulls and Hawks where they are, I don't think we will. Like, I don't think the Bulls are going to punt, and I don't think the Hawks are going to punt. So I can see the Magic getting to like 11th. I just don't know if they get all the way to the 10th. D-Rose says, what's Buddy and Turner's contract? So Buddy, Turner is a free agent this year. So this season, the last year of his deal. So that's why they were talking about moving him. But now there's rumors that he's going to get extended this year. And Buddy, I think, has 1 more year on his deal. 1 more year. Yeah, no, I agree. There is a lot of instability. Like the Hawks, the vibes are so bad. Like you can see it imploding. The Bulls just don't have a lot of incentive to move their pieces without having a first-round pick. So I could see them continuing to battle. And then here you go. The battle for Wemby. You got the Hornets at 11-30, the Pistons at 11-32. All right. And then over in the Western Conference, no, thought he already turned down. No, well, he turned up. They can still extend it. That was like preseason they did, but there's still talk that it might happen now. There's this, I was listening to the Bobby Marks, I think was on the Low Post podcast, and they talked about it a little bit. They talked about it a little bit last night. So last weekend, it's worth listening to that. They explained how like Turner could actually make a crazy amount just like this season alone on some sort of like caveat within their ruling. All right, let's keep going. Sorry, I get distracted. The West, here we go. In the West, we've got the Nuggets at 26-13, Grizz at 26-13. They are tied, separating themselves a little bit from the Pellies, who are 2.5, who are just injury bug bitten. Mavs 8-2 in their last 10. They kind of punted last night, resting Luka. They had a back-to-back, and Luka was already dinged up with or not a back-to-back, right? They played on. Oh yeah, it was a back-to-back. They are now 4 games out of first. They are 8 of their last 10, only a game and a half behind the Pellies. There you go. Kings are 20-18. Clippers are 21-21. Gold State 20-20. Suns 20-21. Suns we'll talk about a little bit. Wolves right here. Wolves pulling it together a little bit. For winners of 4 in a row. They've leapfrogged the Blazers. And then look at this. 19-20 are the Blazers. 19-21 are the Lakers. 20-23 are the Utah Jazz. And then the Thunder right there at 18-22. Only a game and a half out of the play-in. So the Thunder are kind of interesting to see what they're going to do, right? Because they could pull the cord and just like decide to lose. Also, I saw Top Shot Common Man's. Yeah, let's actually look at this, right? The last 10 of the East, right? 6-4, 9-1, 4-6 for the Bucks. Then it's 6-4, 7-3, 8-2, 500 ball, 7-3, 4-6, 6-4. Even like down here, Raptors 4-6, 5-5, and then of course 3-7, 3-7. When you look at the West, man, the Nuggets have 8-2. Grizz are 7-3, 6-4, 8-2, right? But then it's 4-6, 3-7, 6-4, 1-9 for the Suns, 4-6, 3-7. So you're right. Let's. I wanted to look at the Suns a little bit more and take a look at their upcoming schedule. I know. So again, losers of 6 in a row. 1-9 in their last 10. This is their upcoming schedule. And actually, before we look at their upcoming schedule, I just want to show you how close the teams are behind them. Right now, the 8, 9, and 10 seeds are all tied, right? So the Lakers are a half game behind all of these guys. Jazz are just a game behind all these guys. Thunder just a game and a half behind all these guys. And now when you look at the Suns schedule, and see, like, again, there's been no update on Booker. And like we talked about last week, those groin injuries, it's not like all of a sudden it's healed and you're good to go. The groin, it continues to, but like an injury like that, just like continues to linger for a while. It takes like a ton of rest and rehab before that's like good to go. So right here we go. They've got Golden State, Denver, Minnesota, Memphis, Brooklyn, Indiana, Memphis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Show me the W in those next 6. Right. And then it goes Charlotte. Okay, fine. So then say you're 1-6, Dallas 1-7, San Antonio, maybe, right? We'll give them 2-7, Toronto 2-8, Atlanta 2-9, Celtics 2-10, and then it's Detroit. You get a W in Detroit, and then it's Brooklyn, Atlanta, Indiana, Sacramento, Clippers, OKC, Milwaukee, and then Charlotte again. Like the Suns are in trouble if Devin Booker doesn't come back. And I don't even know. I saw a trade rumor last night of Cam Johnson and probably something to the Suns for Bojan Bogdanovic. And if you are the Pistons, I hit accept right away. You're telling me I get Cam Johnson? Oh, Cam Johnson, I know is like a young player. He's only been in the league for a few years, but I think he was like 23 when he got drafted. So he's not like super young, but oh my God, I would do that in a heartbeat for your rebuild. And that just feels like a panic button move for the Suns. And I tweeted out last night, I feel like we are 2 weeks away from them being like, do the Suns just go after Wembanyama? Right? They have all their picks. They've got all their pick swaps. They got everything like locked and loaded. Do they make a move and just say, hey, Chris Paul is aging. It's probably not going to work this year. Let's just let Devin Booker rest. Maybe we figure out what the hell to do with DeAndre Ayton. Try to get like an early pick. I don't know. I feel like Phoenix is in a real, and maybe I'm biased about this because this was my take like 2 months ago. And so now that it's just coming to fruition. Top Shot Comment says, is Cam any better than Sadiq Bey? I do. I think Cam is better than Sadiq Bey. Cam Cam does the things that like winning teams need. He needs like done well. Like Cam's not going to be your number 2 guy, but Cam can defend and stretch the floor. Like he can defend and he can bang down threes in a pretty, like he was playing really, really well before he got hurt. I will take Phoenix going for Wemby. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they won't because they're too prideful and they're in a weird spot. And the ownership transition still hasn't really officially happened. And Sarver's still involved until that does happen. I don't know, man. But it feels like they're going to be pretty desperate soon, though, with the Jay Crowder thing too. I don't know. Because like, I guess we'll know in a couple weeks, right? The trade deadline's almost here, and if they don't make a move, because they have to make a move now. Like they're not going to win those upcoming games. They're in trouble. Like they played Cleveland twice this weekend, right? And Cleveland was pretty shorthanded in the first one. I saw a stat too. I forget who tweeted it out, but it was basically showing like whose players had missed the most games this season. And it was while Cleveland was playing Phoenix, and Cleveland was like top 6, but Cleveland was like Phoenix was top 6, but Cleveland was like top 2. Yeah, Cam is a 3-point shooter and defender, Pistons fan. Yeah, I mean, I still like Saddiq Bey, but I think Cam is better than Saddiq Bey. Anyways, I don't know. I think Phoenix is like in legit trouble. The Lakers, I want to give them a little bit more love. Like they're pretty hot right now. But I don't know. All right, let's look at the upcoming schedule for this week and see if there's anything exciting. See what we got on the docket tonight, since there's no Monday Night Football tonight. Okay, no Monday Night Football, so we're back. All right, here we go. So tonight we got New Orleans and Washington. Who cares? Boston and Chicago. I mean, I guess that's fun, but I don't really care. Milwaukee, New York will be fun because it's at MSG. Yeah, everybody plays well at MSG. LA, Denver. I feel like that could be pretty fun. So, all right, nothing too exciting tonight. Tomorrow, Detroit, Philly, OKC, Miami, whatever. Charlotte, Toronto, Cleveland, Utah. Who cares? Golden State, Phoenix. I'll watch that. Actually, Miami, OKC will be fun just because SGA is fun. Portland, wow, there's not a lot of great games. Dallas, LA, that's fine. All right, Wednesday. Like, give me something good on Wednesday. Milwaukee, Atlanta, who cares? Boston, New Orleans, I don't really care about that. Phoenix, Denver. God, this is ugly. Ugly week this week. All right, Thursday night TNT. Boston and Brooklyn. Hopefully KD's healthy and okay. We can watch that. LA, Dallas, that'll be fun. Milwaukee, Miami will be fun. All right, we're just going to get to Thursday. So that's the action. That's the action for this week. All right, look at us, 46 minutes. There's a lot of basketball this weekend. Let me remind, since there's more people here now, hey, if you haven't liked the stream yet, do that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that. We're cooking with subscribers, guys. We picked up like 30 over the weekend, almost at 7,350. We're just moving. I also want to say we've got a pretty fun announcement coming on Wednesday. So circle your calendars. Wednesday will be a good day. We're going to announce a couple of things, not small potatoes, but like some immediate things, some future things that I'm pretty excited about. So tune in Wednesday for the morning show. We'll have a lot of fun stuff for content wise for the schedules. For the week, we have Value Hunting will come out a little bit later today, closer to noon. We'll have Live Before Lock with our man TST at 5:30. And then in the NBA show, the morning show, Monday through Friday, with a new name coming to you on Wednesday. On Tuesday, just the morning show. Wednesday, we'll have Shot Tank. We'll also have 89 Cavs. And then on Friday, we'll have more Live Before Lock. So a lot of content coming at you again this week. I'm going to drop a link to the Discord too if you haven't joined that. Here we go. Let me see what we got here. Let me copy it. Chewy says we'll have 46 people at the Rockets Kings game that ESPN rugged from us. What do you mean rug? Oh, because it's not on national TV? Is that what you mean? Did they move it from national TV? Is that what you're saying, Chewy? That's cool. Yeah, speaking of Top Shot, and then we'll touch upon So Rare a little bit. Yeah, it seemed like Miami was pretty cool. The court looked good. Court looked exciting. People got to go to the FTX arena. LOL. But yeah, it seemed like everybody that went had a really nice time. It seemed like they've been progressing in a way that each one has looked a little bit more exciting. So congrats to Meg Patton and the team for some exciting stuff. I don't put Rockets Kings on ESPN. Good Lord. Although honestly, I don't really want to watch Nuggets Suns either. So I don't know. But yeah, so shout out to Top Shot for that event. If you guys went to it, let us know in the Discord how it was. It looked like it was a really good time. So, congrats to everybody that went there. And look, the weather looked nice. That's fun. So next up, Paris. Bonjour, Top Shot. So I hope if you're going to that, let me know. That's kind of cool. And like pay for me to come. What else? What else? Oh yeah, let's look at So Rare just for a second. Let me pull that up over here. I actually had a pretty disappointing So Rare experience this weekend. My boys and gals, we didn't do a good job. We didn't do a good job this weekend. Bummed me out a little bit. I think I'm getting a tier 4 and a tier 5 or something like that. Cavs leaderboard at 1,600 users this week. Top Shot is back. No, that just means people locked, right? Is that what you mean by leaderboard? That they like people locked because the deadline happened? I don't know, maybe. Looking for food. You're going? Just getting hotel for the Paris game? You're going looking for food? Hell yeah. All right, so this week on So Rare, we have the common contender, the common champ. Oh, we're looking at the team hold though. So it looks like they're running out the same contest, right? So common vets. For limited, they have the limited under 23. Those are the exciting ones. The Cavs leaderboard had 1,600 added. Well, right, because the locking depth. So like people were locking, right? So if you didn't lock the first time. Late rewards on So Rare today. I think they didn't close the game week until just now. Did they announce that it was late rewards? I didn't see that announcement. Did you see that announcement? Anyways, but let's see. I'll do like a quick build of my rare contender. I'm like so disappointed with my rare lineup. All right. So Wagner has 2 games. CJ has 2 games. Trey Murphy with 2 games. I think we throw in Toscano Anderson again, assuming those guys are going to miss if he does. So if we throw in Toscano, who he did his job. Muscala's up to 15. We can rock with him. I'd like to get CJ in again. And that leaves me with 23. And can I get Draymond and somebody else? Draymond and Jalen Smith, maybe? Or I don't know. We might have to go shopping. Maybe the limited champion. Let's look at limited champion. What can I do over here? Champions. Oh, LeBron has just been on a tear. You get Sabonis with 2 games. Let's see if we got any cheapos. That gives me a cap of 22 for the rest of the way. Mark Williams, man, he's been balling. I wonder if he's going to project as well this time. Branham, I'm probably going to like. Curious how he's projecting. See if I got anybody that's going to really benefit from injuries. Down in the dumpster. Down in the dumpster. Be very curious what happens with the Brooklyn situation. I guess Paul Reed is a pretty solid play if PJ Tucker misses a game. I will say, though, guys, like, you want some financial advice, you sell your Paul Reed. Jamal Murray with 2 games. I kind of like Jamal Murray, national TV Jamal Murray. Okongwu with 31. What does Simmons get me? Simmons gets me up to 39. Does that get me Kevin Porter Jr. with 1 game or Kuz with 2? I don't know. Maybe something like that. I am a little nervous that this is going to expose Simmons pretty bad. Yeah, Dwayne Washington, he's fresh off the game, right? He scored like 20 real life points in that Suns game. Hornets have 2 Celtics games for what it's worth. So there you go. There's your Robert Williams. It sounds like Robert Williams' minutes might get extended a little bit too, man. He has looked awesome. He had a really nice block and stuff. Block and jam this weekend. It was like at the top of the key too. Blocks a 3-pointer, gets the rebound, and then takes it. Actually, I don't think he jammed. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff from him. All right, gang. I think we're going to call it there because we got value hunting coming a little bit later. Fernandez says, who would you rather have going forward, Ben Simmons or Scotty Barnes? Oh, it's Scotty Barnes. It's Scotty Barnes. It's not close, honestly. But I feel like Simmons might get exposed now that he has to do a little bit more on the offensive end. But I'm fascinated to see what the Brooklyn rotation looks like now with assuming KD misses a handful of games. But hey, just a reminder, value hunting is going to be back in just a couple of hours. I haven't decided. I'm probably not going to do it live because that takes longer. And then live before lock at 5:30. But as always, I appreciate everyone being here this morning. It's nice having the show back on a Monday, you know. And just a reminder, Wednesday, baby. Wednesday's going to be a fun day. So please tune in on Wednesday. Hope everybody has a great start to the week. We are out.